Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Talent Show powered by TTEC. This is volume 2, episode 8 of our show already. I can't believe how quickly the time has gone by this year already. I'm your host, Jennifer Nelson, for today's show. Every Thursday at noon Eastern, we focus on TTEC's most valuable asset, its talent, the people behind the scenes who bring the skills, the drive, and the life to TTEC. After all, people are at the heart of how we provide the human experience elevated. All right, how is everybody doing today? If you're here from various parts of the world, which I know you are because every week we get different locations, drop it in the comments below and let us know where you're calling in from, where you're viewing from, even if you want to say something as cheeky as from your couch, because that's kind of how I spent a little bit of my time yesterday. I'm personally in South Florida. I recently moved. If you guys have noticed the new backdrop that I have here, it's still sunny, still happy, but let me know in the comments where you guys are tuning in from. I'm going to check out the comments here below and see where people are. I love the questions that are already coming in about our positions, because that's why we do this show. We're here to not only tell you about the people behind the scenes, but also the hot jobs that we have coming up. And that's going to be a little later on the show. But there will be people in the comments to answer any of your questions. So thank you for asking that. Business development jobs, data entry jobs, we probably have something out there. So just stay tuned and check in with people as they come through. Huntsville, Alabama, great place. Phoenix, Arizona, Springfield, Missouri, India, and Hyderabad, India, very good. I hope you checked back a couple weeks ago. We had a great interview with our team out there. Orlando, I'm not too far from you. Thank you so much, everybody that's jumping in and sharing where you're from. I'm very excited to see people talking about the jobs, because that's one of the great things that we have going on. We're all about passion here at TTEC, and we have two very special guests that are going to talk about that passion, how our opportunities help people drive and find passion at TTEC. So let me get into that. Today we have two amazing guests that will share more about specifically our licensed healthcare consultant positions and about the stories and the passion behind the people that work here at TTEC. The first guest that we have is Patrick Arsment. He's a successful training, development, and sales and operations professional. What was that? Training, development, sales, operations. What doesn't he do? He's located with me here in the state of Florida. Currently, Patrick is the executive director of TTEC's Healthcare Sales Effectiveness Program, making sure it's set right, and that's also known as SET. And then we also have Christina Serta. She started as a recruiter back in 2015 and now oversees multiple locations in the U.S. as a talent acquisition manager. So we have a great lineup of guests, and I'd love to have them come on and join me on air now. There's Patrick. Hi. There's Christina. See, happy, smiling, shiny faces already. So, Patrick, I'm going to have you lead off the discussion. Will you take a little bit more time and share your journey at TTEC and a bit more about the roles you're very passionate about, specifically here today, the licensed healthcare roles?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for having this. And this is a really topic that's near and dear to my heart, because a lot of folks, when they talk about reforming healthcare, I think the best place to start with that, discussion, but is through the agent who sells the policies, because we make sure that those folks are on the right policy. And here at TTEC, we actually have a program that licenses people. So if you come in with no experience about healthcare or anything, we can train that, right? And then so the next stage of that is where I come in, which is how to, and we call it sales, but I got to tell you, it's more like shopping. You get to go shopping with the consumer to make sure they're on the right plan for the open enrollment season. We have 2 open enrollment seasons, as most folks know here in the States. And essentially, we get to, have conversations with people all over the country to get them licensed. And my journey through that process is just basically, becoming a customer advocate so that we can, help. And we've done that over the various seasons. And we said, let's create additional programs that help strengthen that position to where we can help people get the right healthcare plan. And in this case, SET was created to assist. But we've got a great COI program, which is our College of Insurance. We get folks licensed who have no idea about healthcare and get them on the phone to help our consumers who are maybe 65-year-old folks, maybe people with end-stage renal disease, disabilities. If your passion is to help people, we've got the role for you.
Perfect. It's like you know how to segue into these questions. I love to hear it. And you've already got comments. Nikki says shopping with the consumer or the customer. I love it. So that was such a great segue. So Christina, I know a little bit of more with you. I've seen you gave some of the very first TA presentations that I modeled mine after. So can you tell us a little more about anything I left out when I introduced you and why tacking on to what Patrick says, you think that passion is so important in what you do?
Well, thank you so much for having me. And yes, I mean, I'm all about passion, right? So I have a very unique personality. Being in the talent acquisition department, we're the first face, the first voice, and, the first intro to TTEC. And so if we didn't have that passion, it would be probably very difficult for us to recruit and provide Patrick and his team with amazing candidates. And then, of course, the client with amazing performance. So passion is where I'm at. I do it on a daily basis of how I speak and just how thankful I am to have gotten this opportunity. And so with that comes the opportunity to match our candidates, the talent pool out there to TTEC. So, sometimes we're not really sure where we're headed and where we're going and is this a new opportunity? But, kind of shopping, we're ourselves doing shopping for you, right? So we want to make sure that your skill sets match exactly what it is that we need so we can make that perfect fit so that you can not only add to your current skill sets, but transition into TTEC's culture. So I was lucky enough and blessed enough to have come with a certain skill sets, personality, characteristics, and luckily I was able to really match the vision that TTEC had. And I've never been happier. I just absolutely love what I do, the team that I work with, to be able to continue to provide the communities that we serve with all opportunities that are available. So hopefully I was able to answer your question, and hopefully that just kind of spews out to everyone watching of how amazing the organization is.
And maybe it's just the infectious smile or the little nuances that you do as a talent acquisition manager that I'm sure conveys to everybody. I love the dynamic duo today of you guys in the audience meeting somebody who is going to be behind the scenes helping you in Christina, and then meeting Patrick to know that he's got the vision and the strategy, and passion runs through both of them. So that leads me to a question I have for you guys in the audience. I know you guys just can't wait for these questions that come through. Do you have a story of passion about your work, or maybe somebody else's work that you've seen that they've gone above and beyond their roles? They've made a difference in your day or even in your entire career, a mentor, something like that. I'd love for you guys to share that, as today's theme is all about finding passion in your career, in your life, specifically here with us at TTEC. But we want to hear your side too. So do you have a story of passion about work, either yourself or somebody you know? Drop that in the comments below. Patrick, I'm going to switch it over to you now. I don't have any experience in sales or healthcare or recruiting or anything along those lines. And I'm very honest about it. I got a lot of marketing experience, but not in any of those. Is there a story of someone like me who's thrived after working as a licensed healthcare consultant at TTEC? And I keep saying consultant, not because that's necessarily the title, but that's a great way to think about this role.
Absolutely. And I will share with you, there's so many stories. We could actually do probably several shows on that, and it would be wonderful because our vertical from literally our vice president, like from there everywhere, is folks that have worked in the industry, have been on the phones, and have actually worked their way up. And I always joke about even myself with the career. I didn't find this career; it kind of found me, and it was a beautiful. It just happened at the right time in my life. And I think a lot of folks that are looking for that opportunity come to our College of Insurance. And I want to share that I I had one student in particular who went to the College of Insurance, was working at Sonic drive-through as a car hop, and hadn't, was kind of deciding what they wanted to do in school and things like that. Well, they wound up joining us for COI, which is the College of Insurance, got their license, and then we started, educating them on Medicare and how to work with our consumers. And before long, they were selling policies in about 30 or 40 states, and helping consumers get on the right policy that protects them, that allows them to live happier, healthier lives. And, not that I wanted to mean any other roles, but, the person said to me that certainly that this was much more fulfilling than what they had been doing, and that they were actually helping people. And so we've got stories like that, tons of them, where they came in with little or no experience. I want to give a shout out to our military families. A lot of times they're moving around the country and things like that. We even work with those folks because we have opportunities in many, many segments of our country. And essentially, they have problems, sometimes because of moving around, finding a job. They'll come in and work with us as well. And then people have actually taken a semester off of college to come get their insurance with us, make some extra money, and help consumers. And then, by the way, through that process, they found a passion for healthcare, because just like doctors, nurses, and facilities, we follow the same rules, HIPAA guidelines and things like that. So you're in the healthcare industry, you're in a patient's plan of care, if you will, because they're going to tell you some pretty, intimate details, if you will, about what medicines they're taking and things like that. And we're going to help them find a way to do all those things. And so we have the training. We got that on lockdown. We just need the great people, the people with a compassionate heart, the people who want to do something, that's meaningful. We have that, and it doesn't matter what experience level you're at.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I love that. And as I'm going to throw a question over to Christina that's very similar, but for everybody out there that's in the audience, Rebecca Brookson shared our license playlist to learn, a little bit more about other people's stories, because I think we always relate better to somebody's story and how we can envision our own lives in it, more than just seeing a role posted out there or understanding a title. So thank you for sharing that, Patrick. Christina, so listening to Patrick's story and thinking about your own time here at TTEC, do you have any stories to share about the people you've worked with their passion, how it's helped them to grow a rewarding career at TTEC?
Absolutely. I was when Patrick was talking, I was like, man, I could say so many stories. Because as Jennifer, you mentioned, I do support sites across the U.S. And so with that, I have a very unique opportunity to just really meet some of these amazing talent acquisition team members. And because TTEC does like to promote from within, most of them started from the agent role or another entry point within TTEC who may have a desire to see what talent acquisition is all about. So I was thinking, man, who could I talk about? And, talking about one of the, I'm from McAllen, Texas. I know Jennifer kind of mentioned she was from Florida, so I wanted to shoot out Texas, and just in case anybody was from that area. But I have an agent that was coming through, and I had a position in talent acquisition available. And, she didn't come with any experience. She worked at Wendy's or something like that. And that customer service qualified her for the role that we had in McAllen. And she took a shot, and she was now a part of my team. And I can't not be any more proud of her. And so things like that happen very often in the talent acquisition team because it's an entry point. You enter into TTEC at a certain point in your life. And like Patrick said, it kind of found me. And I definitely know what he's talking about. I did come with recruiting experience, but TTEC is like any other organization that I've ever been a part of, and I have not been happier. So these stories can come minute after minute, and just how we're able to help people who enter into TTEC with existing skills, help them develop and get to where hopefully they can see themselves going. So I just love that TTEC loves to promote from within, and it's really great to see these agents coming in, interviewing with us, and I'm like, I hired you, right? And it's just so cool to know that that is the progression that some people can take with TTEC. So I love it. It was a great story.
Yeah, and I love to hear that it's a complete 360 process, or not process, but experience, because somebody goes into a new career and they find something amazing, like both of your stories, but then you're also rewarded because you helped them on their journey.
Absolutely.
So I got a little tingles, a little warm and fuzzy. All right. Patrick and Christina, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate the stories you shared, the information you passed along, and really your time today just to be here with us. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was awesome.
All right. Have a good one. So for a new part of this show, a little different than what we do on a weekly basis, we at TTEC have something new that has really come. Actually, we've had a lot of new things, but specifically this week, I wanted to talk about TTEC Talent. TTEC Talent unifies the former CareerPoint, TTEC University, LearnPoint systems to create an engaging, meaningful, and purposeful experience for our employees and leaders. It's a single platform that links key onboarding and development milestones for all employees, as well as performance and career mobility tracking for G&A employees, all in one place. And let me say that again, all in one place, getting all of your training, getting all of your career points into one place is amazing. So I wanted to tell everybody a little bit about that, tell you that it's out there. In June, July, we're going to have somebody on from the TTEC Talent side. They're going to introduce and deep dive a little bit more than just these couple points, but there's training out there for TTEC Talent. It's here. It's pretty amazing just from a general user perspective. The interface is wonderful. And I know our production team behind the scenes has a little video to play about it as well.
Our teams are passionate and driven to provide cutting-edge technologies for our clients. So we directed that passion internally to do the same for our employees. That's when we decided to consolidate and integrate our learning and performance systems and create a seamless, enhanced employee experience. A fully integrated talent management platform. TTEC Talent unifies our former CareerPoint, TTEC University and LearnPoint systems to create an engaging, meaningful, and purposeful experience for our employees and leaders. This single platform links key employee milestones from onboarding, development, performance, and career mobility all in one place. We're in the process of migrating all our courses, certifications, and learning programs from TTEC and transitioning the capability to manage your goals, create professional development plans, and conduct performance reviews to TTEC Talent. TTEC Talent is a premier example of how we're using technology to support our focus on the overall human experience, which is essential to serving the people that drive our success at TTEC. Visit the TTEC Talent Mosaic space for tutorials, links to overview sessions, and more. Then log on to TTEC Talent and get started.
Thank you for everybody that's worked so hard behind the scenes to make that video possible. It definitely explained everything succinctly. So if you're an employee or thinking about how easy it is to get training in your career points into one place, give TTEC Talent a try and stay tuned. We'll have a little bit more information about that in our upcoming shows. Very quickly, we have to go to our hot jobs. And because we've talked about these licensed healthcare roles and passion, that's what we're going to focus on today. So if we'll share my screen, we'll go into ttecjobs.com. That's where everything starts. I simply just search by licensed healthcare and it'll come up. We'll hit the search. There's a couple different roles that will come up. You may see Daytona. Don't worry. You're looking for the at-home positions. The bilingual is available, as well as the licensed healthcare work from home. So here is the job. So this is for people that already have licensed healthcare not experience, but they have their license in hand. Other positions, as Patrick has talked about with the College of Insurance, will come up later this spring. But if you have it in hand, this position is available for residents in 41 of the 50 states, and that's the very top line. As I said before, you'll consult with customers on health-related products and services and provide the best solutions. You'll answer questions regarding coverage and annual charges, anything related to healthcare plans, and the best part, shopping with your customers and really helping people get in line for their annual healthcare coverage. So I know that the link was dropped in the comments below. So scroll back up and check that out, or go to ttechjobs.com. That's it for our show today. I hope you've all enjoyed the talent show powered by TTEC, because TTEC is powered. Take a moment to thank our guests, Patrick and Christina, as well as everyone behind the scenes. And there's a lot of people that make this work. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks on April 29th. Bye.